Here we go.
Coming up on Small Town Big Deal.
From up in the air
To down on the farm.
we hit the heights in Door County, Wisconsin, and the Main Street voted #1 in America.
I don't know if you can sell it because I think I just drooled in it.
And that ain't no bull. Welcome to Small Town Big Deal. I'm Rodney Miller.
And I'm Jann Carl.
And we are in beautiful Door County, Wisconsin.
Now, on the show, we like to take you to festivals you've never been to, tell you stories you've never heard, and show you sights you have never seen.
Like this, a restaurant with a roof that looks more like a golf course.
And they have a very unusual lawn care service.
Very.
It's 8:30 in the morning in Sister Bay, Wisconsin, and some of the staff of Al Johnson's Swedish restaurant are just getting to work.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Let's go, kids. Come on, Snowflake, let's go.
These kids have it pretty good.
Oh my gosh, this is beautiful.
The view these employees get to enjoy is one of the best in all of tiny Sister Bay. Population a mere 900. The village sits about 75 miles northeast of Green Bay in the heart of spectacular Door County, which is often referred to as Cape Cod of the Midwest.
Come here, pretty girl.
And while Green Bay's got the Packers, Sister Bay's got Al Johnson's and its own team of all-stars.
Good morning, good morning.
What are some of the most typical questions you get? Like when someone comes here for the first time and they see this roof and these goats?
Well, first and foremost, I think a lot of people are surprised. Are they real? And people will go, they're not real. And then they'll realize, well, wait a minute, they moved.
They just moved.
And they often ask about what do we do with the goats in the wintertime?
And what do you do with them?
Well, we always say that they go to the mountains or they go to Arizona or they go to Florida.
They go to Florida.
However, the reality is that they've got a great red Wisconsin barn and they've got 40 acres to roam and that's their home.
Yeah.
These coddled kids have gotten so popular, you can even check in on them online thanks to the goat cam on the restaurant's website. Lars Johnson, along with his brother Rolf and sister Annika, keep the family's restaurant going strong that his dad started in 1949.
How did this even come to be in the first place, this grass roof?
My parents wanted something extremely authentically Scandinavian. So in 1973, they made a trip to Scandinavia and they found out that in Norway, they were still building these type of structures.
So eager to expand their original restaurant, Al and his wife Inger hired a team of carpenters from Norway to build a traditional log structure, and then they shipped that baby all the way to Sister Bay.
Well, then once it got here, they reassembled it and put the sod roof on. So the roof structure here must be really strong to support all this extra weight.
Indeed, you know, engineers and architects that we work closely with created trusses underneath this to hold all the weight as well. And there's 6 inches of topsoil on here along with the sod, and it acts as an insulator both in the summer and in the winter.
I think these goats might have a better job than we do.
But Al Johnson's is way more than just that place with the goats on the roof. Inside, it's like a little bit of Sweden, right here in the Great Lakes.
Customers can shop in the restaurant's All Things Scandinavian boutique, which is chock full of Al Johnson's signature goodies.
But lest we forget, with 3,000 meals a day served here, there's some serious food going on.
Yeah, like nearly 300,000 Swedish meatballs served every year.
Or how about 110,000 plates of Swedish pancakes?
Traditionally, these super flat delicacies were served in Swedish homes on Thursday nights, but only after a hearty meal of pea soup.
But nowadays they're piled high with lingonberries and whipped cream, and any time is the right time.
Yeah.
All right, you're all suited up?
I'll suit it
Then
up.
we're going in.
Enter Rolf Johnson, Lars' brother, who's been whipping up Swedish pancakes since his mother taught him as a wee lad.
How old were you when you started making these?
I started when I was 6, and it took about 10 minutes.
Show off.
So it's just 1 across and 5 down.
Okay.
And then let's just flip the fish.
I can't even flip the small round ones at home.
I got a feeling that's a lot harder than it looks.
Yeah.
Grab the spatula. Choke up on it though. Just make the corners.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
That one's going to be goat food.
Another?
Hey.
Time is definitely not on your side here though.
Oops.
I shouldn't laugh. It'll be me next.
So I put the bad one on bottom,
I would.
underneath, and that bad one kind of underneath. Let's see how good you are.
She might have you.
I'm afraid she has. I think she's gonna whoop me.
Now 5. Now you're going to get 4 out of that.
Ah! I'm not so good at the flipping.
Get some spring to the spatula. Go this way.
That's what you did.
How come you keep giving her pointers and I didn't get any pointers?
She's prettier.
Oh, golly.
Well, that was kind of shaped like the state of Michigan here.
It is.
That was Alabama right there. There's Mississippi.
Artisan. Artisan. Well, they may not have looked too perfect, but as we used to say at my house growing up, they're all going to the same place. They didn't look so pretty.
But they taste good.
But they look pretty when they're covered up.
Oh, boy, though.
All right. Tuesday, you're on the schedule.
I hope it's a slower day than Saturday.
When we come back,
More from Door County, Wisconsin.
Here you go, buddy. Hey.
from down on the farm to up in the air.
Don't you swing it. Stop it. Stop it. When we get down to land, you are in so much.
Welcome back to Small Town Big Deal and our visit to beautiful Door County, Wisconsin.
So, Jan, I'm kind of wondering, how did they get the name Door County?
Oh, I happen to know the answer. Yes.
You do?
Yes. Early French explorers called it Porte de Mont, or Death's Door.
Nice accent.
Merci. Well, they called it that. You didn't know I knew that. They called it that because legend has it there were so many fierce and deadly battles between warring local Indian tribes.
Well, you know, you learn something every day on Small Town Big Deal.
With nearly 300 miles of shoreline, Door County is a water lover's paradise and a great family recreation destination.
So our next stop is the village of Ephraim, population about 300, where thanks to Captain Doug and Wisconsin Water Wings, we set out to do a little parasailing and get a bird's eye view of things.
We're gonna go out a little ways. We're gonna go out beyond the island and around.
Now, I've gone parasailing a few times and been fine, which is really kind of strange because I'm not that good with heights.
That's putting it mildly. He's terrible with heights. Me? I'm good. Never had a problem with it.
You ready? You nervous?
A little bit.
So the thing about parasailing, you're strapped into a harness which is attached to a parachute.
Here we go. Woohoo!
The boat takes off, and the next thing you know, it is up, up, and away.
Whoa! Holy cow!
Wow, that was a rush.
Okay, we're really high. Yeah, this makes me a little more nervous. Oh my gosh, look how high up we are.
Woo!
What was that?
I think it's some kind of malfunction.
Stop it. He's being mean, trying to scare me.
What's way over there? Is that Michigan over there?
I gotta admit, the view is spectacular.
Wow, I think I'd see Chicago. Green Bay would be right up there.
Green Bay. I'm gonna be green pretty soon.
Are you swinging it?
No, not really.
Are you sure you're not swinging
Maybe
it?
just a little bit.
Stop it.
Swing it.
Oh my gosh, stop it. I'm not kidding. Rodney's swinging her harness thingy. It's making me really uneasy. Woo!
We're just swinging. Whoa!
Stop it! When we get down to land, you're in so much trouble.
What? I wasn't doing anything.
I think I'm a little seasick.
Are you really getting sick?
A little bit.
Well, throw up that way. Think I'll push you over there?
Don't! Oh my, I really will puke. I'm gonna throw up, and I'm not gonna turn my head to the left. You know, if this were a movie, I think I'd have to call it 50 Shades of Green.
Mercifully, Captain Doug started reeling us back in.
Here we go, baby.
See that X marks the spot?
Yep, that's where we come in. Feet first.
It's never been happier to have 2 feet on the ground, or on a boat, whichever.
Yeah, baby, that was fun. You got a little sick.
You're right, you do get a little seasick up there. I'm green.
After Jan got her color back and we took a little break, our final stop was down to Sturgeon Bay and the ultimate family-friendly destination, the farm.
Situated just 50 miles north of Green Bay, the farm bills itself as a living museum of rural America. And boy, is it ever.
Since it first opened in 1966, this 40 acres is a throwback to a simpler time.
It's a place where kids and grown-ups alike can get up close and personal with a literal barnyard full of animals. And feeding is encouraged, especially by the goats.
Oh, he likes that.
Oh my gosh, look how fast it goes down. Can I just move in? I don't mean to laugh at you. I don't mean to laugh at you.
Shirley and her family bought the farm in 2002.
You not only have a fun place for people to come, you're doing a lot of education here too.
Definitely. That's a big part too. And I always think the good Lord directed me into this because I love children, and this way they learn so much.
One of the many things visitors to the farm can learn: how to milk a goat.
Okay.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
I think so.
Our teacher, 14-year-old Jake Flieger.
Yeah. So what you want to do is close off real tight up top first like that. Then you want to squeeze.
Oh, you're a good teacher.
Thanks.
See? So how much milk will come out of her?
Well, this goat we have to milk 3 times a day, so...
3 times a day?
Yeah. Like, so 1/3 each time we have to milk out.
Sorry, I got distracted.
Before Jann nailed me with an eye full of goat's milk, we moved on to see some of the other livestock.
That's a big old bull over there.
Yes, his name is Jerry.
Jerry.
And you do need to feed him.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
He's got some pretty big teeth there. I wouldn't want to let him clamp down on me. This old boy was one of a kind. He's been trained.
You should see the look on your face right now.
He has been trained.
You are like totally enthralled with this.
I've never seen a cow do this before.
Wait, did you see his face? I would do this for French fries.
Here you go, buddy.
And he scored!
There you go. And you're open as an agritourism destination, what, half of the year?
We open always on Memorial Weekend, and then we close mid-October. There's a lot to do. People come and they'll stay for hours. And
Yeah. Rodney knows he would have a very hard time getting me out of here.
we may be here for a while.
And when we return,
Oh man, I don't know if you can sell it because I think I just drooled in it.
things get a poppin' in this small town voted #1 in the country.
Yes, please do not touch that chair.
And we get a VIP tour of the home of the president who lived here. That's when we come back.
Welcome back to Small Town Big Deal.
We are in Galena, Illinois.
And Jan, there are so many big deals here, I hardly know where to start. Like it was the home of Ulysses S Grant.
That's right, and once it was the #1 steamboat hub north of St. Louis, Missouri.
And just in the last 3 years, they've won over 20 national awards.
For instance, the most beautiful small town in America, also the friendliest people in America, and the best Main Street in the USA.
And so with all that going on, we just had to come check it out.
Galena, Illinois is a little bit of a modern-day miracle. Take a stroll downtown and it kind of feels like the land that time forgot.
How do you describe Galena to someone who's never been here before?
I tell people it's fantasy land.
Chris Hamilton is the president and CEO of Visit Galena.
The minute that you turn onto Main Street, you realize you have traveled back in time.
Yeah,
So we tell people time travel is real.
yeah.
I like it, it is.
It's a town that urban renewal has passed by. In fact, 85% of the buildings downtown are listed in the National Register of Historic Places.
With a population of 3,500, Galena sits about 150 miles northwest of Chicago. It was built along the banks of the Galena River in an area of gentle rolling hills and valleys.
Here's an interesting tidbit. The town gets its name from the mineral galena, the main ore in lead.
And it was the mining of lead, nearly 200 years ago, that first put Galena on the map.
Prospectors turned it into a boomtown, and in the 1830s, it boasted a population that rivaled Chicago's. In fact, signs of Galena's past are present everywhere you look.
This is pretty old here. When did this get built?
1897. This shop, along the course of its history, has always remained a forge and anvil blacksmith shop. And the tools in the shop are the tools that were in the hands of the men who worked in this shop. We aren't singular, but we are in a very small category of blacksmith shops.
So history is certainly alive and well in Galena's blacksmith shop. But for those of us with a slightly more refined sensibility, there's the DeSoto House, which opened its doors back in 1855.
It's the oldest operating hotel in Illinois, and it was U.S. Grant's presidential headquarters. We've had Abraham Lincoln give speeches off our balcony, and Stephen Douglas. We've had notables as Tom Thumb, Susan B. Anthony. They've been at the hotel in the past.
But for Civil War buffs like me, our next stop was simply incredible.
Well, welcome to the Grant home.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Getting our own private tour of President Ulysses S Grant's home was really special.
90% of all the furniture is original, but all the furniture in this room is all original when the Grants lived here. That was Grant's favorite chair. He liked that chair so much, he took that to Washington when he was elected president, brought it back 8 years later. It does look pretty comfortable.
Just leave it to Rodney for almost getting us thrown out of there.
And yes, please do not touch that chair. I always say when I retire, I'm going to sit in this chair before I retire, because if I sat in it now, I'd be retired the next day.
Grant was one of 9 Union Army generals who called Galena home. And when the war was over, this house and all its furnishings were given to him as a gift for winning the war.
Rodney and I love history. I bet you do too, but I wonder why else people come to Galena? It is the shopping.
The 1/2 mile that makes up Main Street is a shopper's paradise.
And it's 130 shops that you can just walk in one door after another. You don't have to walk forever. You have a new shop right in front of your face every step you take.
And the one door I just had to walk into, the Great American Popcorn Company.
Dave Lewis has been Galena's king of pop since 1994.
So it's safe to say that you're sort of a popcorn mad scientist?
A little bit of that whole Willy Wonka thing, yeah. It's literally, you're limited only by your imagination of what you can come up with.
Going in now.
Oh, that's a beautiful sight.
Dave was kind enough to show me how to whip up a batch of my personal favorite, salted caramel.
Oh, it smells like heaven.
Okay.
Oh man, I don't know if you can sell it because I think I just drooled in it.
You did that on purpose so you could take the whole batch home.
I did. This one has some stuff that's going to make you laugh. Come on in.
And our last stop, Poopsie's, a one-of-a-kind gift and toy shop with an emphasis on fun.
Just go ahead and give it touch like your kid on Halloween.
Shops like Poopsie's recently helped Galena top another best of list. The town was named winner of the Best Shopping on Main Street competition.
Yeah, I think that was a great contest.
Look, you're pretty proud of yourself.
I know,
You're like, hey,
I love when we win these things.
Good things still do come in small packages.
So, congratulations to Galena again for winning the best shopping on Main Street.
That's right, and I think also the best caramel corn on Main Street.
You really like that.
I did. Well, and how about best restaurant with a sod roof with goats on top? Okay, that's got to go to Al Johnson's.
Well, I think that's a pretty small category, though.
Well, you know, but if there had been a lot of entries, I think Al Johnson's would have won.
Yeah, and it's the first time we ever did a show open up on a roof with goats.
Definitely
that
with
you
goats.
need to mow.
That's right. Oh my goodness. Well, we hope you enjoyed the show, and we hope you will like us on Facebook.
I'm Rodney Miller.
And I'm Jann Carl.
Join us again next week when once again we celebrate the great stories from across America.
So salted caramel, it's so simple, but that the addition of sea salt into it just really takes it up a notch. So.
Okay, you just basically proposed to me by saying salted caramel.
Okay, there you go. We'll make sure we get you back here before you leave.
I'm always asking her, does she really need to carry all this stuff every week when we travel? I guess you just like to tote it. Actually, I get to tote it a lot of the time.